This part of the road winds around Lochans. Crags just appear in front of you, and where the road can't get around, it just climbs over. It's like a cross between a bobsleigh ride and a roller coaster. Hold on to your hats. The road wasn't that busy, and I only met about 3 cars in this part of the trip, and passing them was easy and amicable. I have to say, in all my years driving single-track roads, the only issues I can recall was inching past large vehicles and lay-bys that probably shouldn't have been in these types of road anyway. I crossed the road and headed for the path. I looked for a drier way in and eventually headed on alongside a fast-flowing stream. I had arrived above the old ruin of a grain mill. The only problem was that the stream was too fast-flowing, and the 2 sets of stepping stones were under water. They were needed to get down the other side and back over to the mill. This is Achmelvich, the stream of the mill. I headed on along a most enjoyable part of the road. You come to the brow of a hill, and you have no idea which direction it's going to take you. I was now arriving at Coigach. We're back in the wonderful Assynt coast again, and once again a stop is obligatory. Coigach too has a most wonderful beach of rippling turquoise water, lapping gently in another inlet of pure white sand. Coigach is called after the split rock at the south of the bay. Clach is Gaelic for rock, and Toll is Gaelic for hole. And when you're here, why not stop for a coffee break? Flossie's is a most attractive cafe. It sits at the side of the road and sells good coffee. It must be good, it's been here for 46 years. This is the most populated corner of North Assynt, and we soon descend through the little village of Clashnessy. Then it's back down to another fine sandy beach. This part of the road keeps you on your toes. Here I had to negotiate a herd of cattle, and as usual, there's the odd obnoxious one with an attitude. I'm not sure how the driver in front persuaded it off the road, but I shot by in case it changed its mind. The North Coast 500 tumbles down through this scattered little township to sea level. Clashnessy consists of about 20 cottages spread randomly about this lovely glen of the waterfall, or by its Gaelic name, Clashnessy. There's another worthwhile tour here. From the car park at the beach, track leads to a gate. Then a rather faint path, which is more akin to an undulating bog hop, takes you to a very impressive waterfall. We're on the road again, and this balcony drive above the Assynt coast is quite sublime. It's an exhilarating drive as it winds around the cliffs and coves. cannot understand how some people want to miss this stretch of road. It's probably the most exciting part of the whole drive, this section in particular. This part of the coast is rugged and primitive, but it's far from desolate. The waves crash up in the rocks below as we wind our way around this intriguing Assynt landscape, a landscape like no other in Scotland. This is raw Scotland, and it's wonderful. The massive bulk of Coigach appeared over to the east, and as I arrived at the brow of a hill, the little hamlet of Drumbeg came into view, on the far side of its island-studded loch. Drumbeg is a little hamlet with a pretty good general store and a hotel, and the way into the village is a viewpoint giving an excellent panorama north across the Drachelus Bay. Not a lot is known of its history, and a road didn't arrive here until the late 1800s. Most of the houses, the shop and the hotel are lined along the main road. There's another group of houses about a mile to the northwest, and that's where the jetty is. The road from Drumbeg now starts to climb east. This section is certainly far from dull. It keeps you on your toes, and the magnificent Coigach vies for your attention as it appears randomly in front of you as the single-track road twists and turns. This part of the North Coast 500 is exhilarating. This scenic, hair-raising roller coaster of a road rises and plunges all the way east. You don't notice you are climbing until a slight rise and a sharp bend in the road exposes a deep valley ahead, and at the bottom a signpost in a ditch in a corner informing you that you're now about to head uphill on a 1 in 4 ascent. Enjoy. We arrived at the junction for the main road north. We are now on the ordinary roads again. How disappointing. I headed on. It was now just a 36-mile fun-filled drive to the extreme north of Scotland. I noticed a car park up ahead, so I decided to draw in. And that is why a drive along this wonderful coast takes so long. You just keep having to stop. At the far end of this deeply cut sea loch is a weirdly shaped knob of the Stack of Glencoe. It is less than 500 metres high, but despite its remoteness, it is more than its share of walkers and climbers. It is a magnet to geologists, as is the whole area around Loch Glencoe. Every year geology students visit the area to see for themselves how the collisions of continents have altered the landscape by thrusting mountain-sized slabs of rock over younger rocks and thrust plains. The Moyne Thrust is the main one in the Assynt area, and it can be located underneath the Stack of Glencoe. I went back for the car. We're heading north now, and nothing changes. The wonderful views just keep on coming. The weather on this trip was excellent. The road dips to expose another attractive little lochan in a hollow by the roadside. We start rising again. There's a turn off to the right here to visit the hamlet of Kylesku, where, until 1984, the old ferry provided the main route north. Does this small section of the North Coast 500 live up to its hype? It travels through Scotland's geopark. We have the wilderness of Knock and Lochan. There's Coigach, Knock and Crag, the Bone Caves, and Lochinver. We have mountains like no other in Scotland, weird-shaped mountains that rise like huge islands, skywards, straight from the wilderness floor. There's unforgettable white sands set against beautiful turquoise water. Paradise. Then there's the driving along stunning single-track roads that compare to Harris's Golden Road. A trip to this small part of Scotland is unforgettable.